I do recall being totally fascinated by coming to see shows and watching from the moment they started setting up the gear and tuning and sound check. When it's on, it's something that you can feel on the street. The one thing that I remember more than anything was the music scene was really, really vibrant. There was a few times at night when the clubs were just spilling out, and it was pretty cool. And there was a point there where we lived up the street. So this was, you can imagine how much time we spent down here.
And how old were you?
I was like 6 years old. I remember seeing Linda Ronstadt and Helen Reddy down here and Minnie Riperton and Jackson Browne, like all these different people. Seeing Linda Ronstadt here was something that I'll always remember. And it's not a hardcore rock and roll show, but she was amazing, and I'll never forget that. Our first Guns N' Roses show, proper, that I was involved in, was here at the Troupe. We really got our start in this particular venue. I remember we had a show here at some point in 1985 where Tom Zutaut from Geffen came down, and that was who we ended up signing, but this is the gig that he saw us play. And I remember that gig pretty well. But at that point, we were selling out these venues and had a really big word of mouth going and had a really eclectic demographic coming to see us, from fucking hardcore punk rockers and metalheads and glam and fucking surfers, and like, it was a very mixed up kind of audience, but it was great. We played Paradise City here for the first time. Nobody knew what Paradise City was at the time. I mean, all our material was new to them. We came back, Guns came back and played here in 2016 on April Fool's, the first show back in 20 years, for me anyway. Once we sort of loaded in and started sound checking, it was like going all the way back to 1984. You know, playing Welcome to the Jungle here, all those years later, it was something that I can't, it's ineffable, you know. It's hard to really put into words what that felt like. Funny thing is we had way more gear than this club really can hold when we came in. So we basically blew the fucking doors off this place. We just thought it'd be fitting to get back together all these years later and start at the Troupe. I would hate for this place to close down because there's a heritage here and there's something that's irreplaceable. I'm sure it happens for any genre of music where you just feel the reciprocation of the people that are there. So that's hugely important, and it'll always be important, and that's why venues like the Troubadour have to always be around. You can play in your fucking garage until the cows come home, but to really pull it together, you gotta go out and play in front of people. It's great to be here, and it's great to sort of talk about all that stuff. It's a conversation I've never really had with anybody before.